Another plant we have for you is the jewelweed. And if you're familiar with jewelweed, you know that it's got this liquidy, it's very liquidy. So as it starts to grow and get older, though, a lot of that liquid starts to dry out. So if you're using it in the wild, you can just crush it and rub it on your poison ivy or any itchy thing. But if you are going to make anything with it, if you're going to make a salve, then you really do need to have it dried out. So we're going to go ahead and hang it and label it so you know what it is, because everything starts looking the same. But yeah, you can still see the water in the stem here, but if it grows much more, it's just going to dry out, and you can still use the leaves, stems, and flowers. Now the flowers are the part that's edible, so you can eat those. But my favorite way is to use jewelweed. There's two ways. So one way that I like to use jewelweed is I really like to put it with aloe in a food processor, and just using the water content of those two plants, just giving them a good grind, and then putting them in ice cube trays and popping those ice cube trays out and putting them in a Ziploc bag. That way, if we do get poison ivy in particular, you just go grab a cube and rub it all over you. Another way to keep it preserved, because sometimes, I've heard of people getting poison ivy like right before, the end of fall, like right before winter. I'm like, oh my gosh, because it's less recognizable. A lot of stuff is dying down, but it's still active. So making an oil and then turning that into a salve, and of course people use it as soap. I'm not a big soap maker, so I have not done that, but I have made it into an oil and just kept it on hand so that I can make a salve later, or I've turned it directly into a salve. So it's really up to you what you want to do with that. I do love the ice cube method, but you have to be able to store it. And then over time, I do tend to throw some out, because, they just kind of get like a freezer burn on them after like a year. And so, we throw it in the compost, so it's not like it's a total waste, but sometimes it feels wasteful when you're throwing something out like that. Whereas with the oil, they say it has a little bit of a longer shelf life, maybe 2 years, but I feel like it starts losing its medicinal properties. So either way you do it, you're going to want to use it within the year, and then just make another batch the following year. So you don't need to make a ton, but if you wanted to preserve your jewelweed and just have it dried in a jar in case you did need more, that would work too. So there you have it. You'll have some bunches of jewelweed as well.